I want to touch briefly on this report from Colin Cowherd, and I'm always a little skittish when somebody who isn't a reporter reports on something because, number one, I don't know how thoroughly it's been vetted, and number two, you really don't have the same skin in the game because the professional talkers can stick handle their way through whatever bullcrap they might spew as they're filling up the time that they're on the air every day. And I could see a guy like Cowherd say, if what he said yesterday about Matthew Stafford is wrong, well, that's just what I heard. I didn't say it was right or wrong. I'm just telling you what I heard. That's what I heard. Don't blame me. That's what I heard. Well, if you're going to play reporter and you're going to pass along something you heard, you're necessarily vouching for its accuracy by passing it along. And it's a dangerous, because I do that too. I mean, look, we all want to know what people are hearing. So I guess my point is this. I don't know what to make of it, but it doesn't conflict with what I had been hearing and kind of reporting. The Rams realize that they gave Matthew Stafford a contract they shouldn't have. $63 million fully guaranteed at signing last year after the Super Bowl win. $57 million more that became fully guaranteed March 17 of this year. They weren't shopping him, but they were kind of hoping someone would call. And they were hoping the Jets wouldn't settle on Aaron Rodgers and Rodgers wouldn't settle on the Jets, and the Jets would be looking and the Jets would come calling, and that didn't happen. What Cowherd reported or told us all he'd heard on Monday was that at some point the Rams went to Stafford with a request that he redo his contract. He said no, and they're frustrated about it. Now, a simple restructuring is where they just move money around and it doesn't affect in any way how much Stafford makes. I'm assuming, given that he said no and given the team was pissed about it, that they wanted him to take less, and he said, I'm not taking less. And I just wonder where it goes from here. $31 million is fully guaranteed for next year. If they would trade him after this year, they're going to have to pay some of that money. Or they're going to have to attach a draft pick to him. Right? Remember the old line, you're so ugly, your parents had to tie a pork chop around your neck to get the dog to play with you? It's kind of a pork chop trade. That's what I'm going to start calling it. It's a pork chop trade where you have to tie a draft pick around the player's neck to get another team to take him, like they did with Jared Goff, like the Texans did several years ago with Brock Osweiler. We've seen that, where a team, in order to unload a player and unload his salary, sends the draft pick to the team that takes on the contract. So whether it's a pork chop trade for Matthew Stafford next year or the Rams just have to pay a big chunk of his salary, that may be where this is headed. Because look, hey, they won a Super Bowl. That's fine. But this bill for winning the Super Bowl, it came due last year, and it's not going away. It's a multi-year price tag that they're going to pay on the back end for what they did to win that Super Bowl. And it's their own fault because they're the ones that decided to start handing out all these contracts like proverbial, and or literal drunken sailors after winning that Super Bowl. Matthew Stafford, new contract, big new contract. Why? Cooper Kupp, big new contract. Okay. Aaron Donald, big new contract, or he was retiring. Well, maybe you just should have let him retire. What did he do last year to make a difference for your team? What's he going to do this year to make a difference for your team? You're paying him for what he's done in the past. That's the problem that the Rams have gotten themselves into. And I don't know who to blame for it. Is it McVay? Is it Les Snead? Is it Kevin Demoff? Is it Stan Kroenke? I don't know. But they have a bad habit of paying for what you've done. And we know that's not how it goes. You're paying someone for what they're going to do. Not what have you done for me lately or what did you do for me in the past? What are you doing for me now? And what can I expect you to do for me tomorrow? Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.